the most dangerous man in the Middle East, Yehuda Glick.
How have you earned that tag? That's a pretty bold statement. How have you earned that?
Very simple, by encouraging people, Jews, Christians, to ascend the Temple Mount. The Israeli police in
was
2012
just a
announced
dream,
I am the most dangerous
just
man
a
in the Middle East.
dream.
Because they didn't want anybody to go up the
But-
mountain. Looking for the Muslims. Don't bother the Muslims. Don't get them aggravated. Don't aggravate the Muslims. Like one of the biggest sins in the world. Don't aggravate the Muslims. Because if you do, and they get angry at you, it's not their fault. It's your fault. Because you aggravated. They didn't want you to come there.
Sounds like the UK. Don't aggravate the Muslims, let them do what they want.
Exactly. That's exactly the situation. It's not only the UK, it's the whole world. The Muslims are always developing this propaganda that we have to be very sensitive, not to harm their feelings. How do you harm their feelings? By moving your lips, by breathing, by walking down their streets. Anything that you do that they don't like is harming their feelings. Because actually what the media is trying to say, listen, the Muslims are such nice people. They're so wonderful people. But if you aggravate, what can they do? They can't control themselves. They have to kill you. I mean, that's the concept. The concept is that we always have to be careful. You don't have to be careful to insult the Druze or the Mexicans or the Brazilians or the Moroccans, but the Muslims, you have to be careful. Don't aggravate them. If they don't like what you pray, they'll have to kill you. What can they do? They can't control themselves.
While we're on that topic of conversation of wanting to kill you, you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when
Tell me what happened.
when I'll tell you first, 1 second, a month ago, I realized how lucky I was. I took 4 bullets to my chest.
Damn, really? You have to do that
Charlie
extra
took
kid.
1 bullet from 200 meters, and he was gone. I came out of an event. The title of the event was, "We're returning to Temple Mount." That's all it was.
Bro, he did so bad there.
By the way,
He kicked it
Muslims,
again, so I
Christians,
can't
and Jews,
score.
left and right,
And then
religious
he
and non-religious.
scored it.
We just had an event. At the end of the
That's
event,
so
everybody went
unbelievable.
home. I walk out. It's 10:04 p.m. A guy walks over to me, drives over to me on a motorcycle. He walks over to me, says to me, "I'm sorry, you're an enemy of Al-Aqsa." Pulls out a pistol, points a pistol at me, 30 centimeters, 4 bullets to the center of my body. I managed to stagger, and then I fell on the floor, and I lost my conscience, and I was out of conscious. I woke up 10 days later after I had gone through 10 different surgeries, including amputating of my lungs, amputating a part of my intestines. I went through a surgery on my spine bone. I went through surgery on my liver. Thank God.
What year was this?
October 29, 2014. Thank God.
He got it.
My heart and no major artery was hurt. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. And thank God, not even a nerve. So, thank God, all the limbs that were hurt were taken care of. And so, right now, I'm still walking around with 7 broken ribs, but I can say that I'm lucky to be on the same list as my dear friend Donald Trump, as survivors of the assassination attempt. And I just hope you watch over yourself, because in spite of what they may tell you, they're not always. The Islamic people are not always pure good manners.
Well, it hasn't deterred you. 4 shots to the stomach, attempt on your life, you're lucky to be alive. It hasn't deterred you. You've continued your activism.
No, it has determined me to understand the danger of the violence of the Islamic radicals. And not the Islamic theology.
Whatever.
They say it loudly. We want to take over the
Nice,
world.
anyway.
They understand that when they say it, they mean it. And to understand that we have to be determined to do what we believe in freedom, believe in biblical values, do what you believe, and understand
That's
the
kind
danger
of
of the
the
Islamic
happy
violence.
birthday.
Just so we're just about to enter now into one of the most holiest sites for all religions. There's been assassinations, there's been riots, there's been wars over who has access to this land. What do you see the future being for here? Things have changed. Jews didn't used to be allowed here at all. Christians weren't allowed here. What is the future?
The future has to be that anybody who knows how to respect others should be able to be there, and anybody who does not know how to respect others should not be there.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Stay safe. Thank you. As I currently walk through the Muslim quarter of Jerusalem, we've come on this trip, as we do with all of our journalism, we have no large donors, contrary to the nonsense you hear. We struggle with our work. Imagine the work and content we could provide and produce if we could grow our team, if we could become an even bigger media empire. If you want to support our work, if you value the work we do, The work we do is to bring you the other side of the story the mainstream media don't tell you. The truth, on the ground, on the streets,
Especially
in the towns,
in
in the
the
cities,
UK.
in the UK, in different countries. Next we go to Poland. We've got lots of content. I need to get my next documentary
They
done.
only have
If you've watched any of our
GB.
work, it can't be done without you. We are by the people, for the people. That's who I work for you. You
Indivisible
make it
by
possible. If you've
liberty
donated, I
and
want to say thank you
justice
already.
for all.
If you haven't donated and you want to support our work, please do. We need your support. You can do so at supporttr.co.uk. Help us smash their
Okay,
narrative.
he
Help
should.
us
Okay.
wake up the world. Thank you.
Alright. Shit. What kind of flight is that? Just like, okay. Oh, it wasn't even a flight. I don't know. That's just a pretty bad way to try to. I don't know. I would do the same though. Why did he have to kick it in? Okay. Bro, they literally demolished me. What do you want me to do? Bro, why is he saying you're tough? I'm tough. That's crazy. Bro, I wanna do a 2v2 against him. I could easily beat him. Okay, I got it. Bro, what is he doing? What? Okay, I didn't expect that. What are you doing, bro? He just followed me. Okay. Qua. Muslim Qua. An extra $3.5 per delivery. That's actually kind of good, but it's too late. Bambalo. Ugly. He was in a sunless calm. That's good for him. Damn, that was cool. Nice. 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 Shit. Couldn't have done that. I got Okay. Damn, really? How did we not score that? I'm still so confused. Nice. We scored the set still. If you can call it that in Rocket League. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, that's fine. No. Yeah. Oh. Okay. What? Okay. No. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I should have put ball camel. I did. Uh, nice. Damn, they have so many chances to score. That's how you know. I'm like, we're the worst team, I guess. It's crazy. It's bomb. I feel like I'm in a better rank right now. But I am starting to feel how, like, this is a pretty good rank, I guess. Wow, what a terrible hit that was. How did it go so high? I'm so confused. Bro, he scored all shots. Which is crazy. The good thing I'm already tired, because that means I'll sleep well today. Or maybe it's not a good thing I'm already tired, but yeah, it means I'll sleep well today. But I am sleeping well every day, so it doesn't matter. Yes, that was a good game. Gaze down. What Monty got so much better? Oh no, this is gonna be difficult. Oh, nice, that's not it. Yes, I even got a boost. Oh no, I don't know if this guy's good. Okay, sorry, that was my fault. Even though that guy like missed the whole ball like crazy, I think that was my fault. Okay. Really? Okay. I guess. Really? I don't really think he could have done much, to be honest. That's sad to see. I got it. I got it. I got him too. The Monty guy is pretty good, so I understand why this is happening. Then Caucasian. But why do we get to play against them? I don't know, that's weird. They're both higher ranked than both of us. I got it. I got it. Oh, nature. I think you're supposed to go for that, but I don't know. Necessary rank, I think you go for that. Wait, was I? Oh shit, I'm back to 881. I keep on losing one and gaining more. But those two people were not in this. They were like a diamond 3, I feel like. Nice. Oh wait, no. We're actually on the worst. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much even. Even though they're a bit better. Both of them are a bit better. Oh no, and I'm not exactly 890. That's the thing. How did that not? Okay, that's crazy. I don't know what happened there. But I touched it because it turned orange. But it's still so weird. I don't know. Really? Okay, I don't think I would have scored either though. Why does my teammate have the Palestine? Whatever. Damn, that was such a bad. Uyuni. I didn't save it. I don't know, I think it makes sense I didn't save it. He literally looked like he was gonna get it. Okay, and it looked like I couldn't get it either. Bro, why does he have to be mad at me? We can respect each other. You don't need to like hit me all the time because you're like you stand for Palestine or whatever that means. I hope he doesn't stand for a terrorist organization. But I don't care. Even if he does, why are you like pushing me for no reason? We need to live in peace. Well, peace. I don't know. People with an accent like Arab or Israeli can say live in peace or live in peace. It's a weird accent for Americans, but there's no. Yeah, it's kind of different. توفيق توفيق الربيع. Yeah, okay. He says what? I didn't even bother him from doing anything. If he says I got it, then he got it. Why did they score that goal? I don't get it. Whatever. Bro, I'm 873 though. Yeah, which is crazy. We're both terrible here. We're both worse than there by far. But it doesn't mean anything. I don't know how that happened. What? Nice. It's good. Damn, really? That's partially his fault too. I mean, I don't know whose fault it is actually. I bet. He's gay as fuck. Nasty as fucking. What? How did they save that? I'm very confused how they saved it. I feel like these people are actually really good at Rocket League. I have no idea how they saved that. What is he doing? Yeah, I can see why I'm this rank. I can't really. Sometimes I can't even like fly properly. What are you doing? Nice. I got it. I got it. Damn it. If he didn't fly, I would have been at the correct place. I don't know how I was supposed to go get it. Yeah. No, but now I'm minus 26. Oh, damn. That's what I thought. Wait.
We are extremely proud and excited about the publication of our new book, Your Family's Guide to Dog Bite Injuries.
The reason why Kevin and I wrote this book was to provide a simple guide to prevention, injuries, claims, and understanding the legal process in the unfortunate event that you or a family member gets bit or injured by a dog.
Although the book was written by attorneys, it's meant to be a resource for those to go to or to look to as far as questions and what to do next if you've been a victim of a dog bite or dog attack.
If you're conservative, using big tech that donates to leftist causes, you might be a click conformer. Your values shouldn't end at the search bar. Switch to Result Hunter, patriotic alternative putting freedom before Silicon Valley. Don't
This
be a
is.
click conformer.
It's like a meme,
ResultHunter.com.
but it's also. I don't know.
I think the argument that you're making is a little bit dangerous because you're saying your rights end once you engage in risky behavior, right? So like I had to
I'm
Google.
not saying your rights end. I'm saying that
Well, no, but like in this case, you're right.
if you
Okay, wait, I
create-
interrupt you, but like okay, go ahead.
if you force another human being to exist, I think that you should have an obligation to that human. Right?
No, but okay, but
And we agree on this, I think, right? Like, you don't think you should be allowed to neglect your child and let it starve to death after it's
No.
born.
No,
Right, so
but-
we both agree in parental obligation. But
No,
where does that come from? Why do you have a parental obligation?
I think that's something separate. I'm talking about the right to like disconnect something for your body.
Right, I don't think that you have the right to disconnect something from
What
your
is
body
that,
causing
sir? I
it
don't
if you
know.
have a parental obligation
Whatever.
to it. You're back.
Yeah, I am back. So I really feel like I just had to follow up on the last conversation I had with you because you said that in the case where like a woman doesn't know she's pregnant, she drinks a lot, has a miscarriage, and like that person should be investigated. You were saying. Are you concerned about the effects where, like, I mean, anytime a woman has a miscarriage, they're inherently tied to that death, right?
Yeah.
Are you not concerned about the policy implications?
It depends on if the mother took willful actions. What I would say is
But
right
you'd
now,
have to investigate
hold
that
up,
is what
hold
I'm
up.
saying.
Right now, I have a pragmatic issue with the punishment of abortion anyway, because I think that we are in a society that's so brainwashed to believe that basically the fetus is invaluable and doesn't have rights. That right now, when women get abortions, they don't even realize that they're like killing a human that has rights, and so that I wouldn't necessarily punish the mother even right now. If I could like control the law on my whim,
Abortion
I would say
is
punish the doctor
crazy.
because they're willingly violating their oath and killing.
But I
a
don't think
human.
it should be ruled
But the
by
mother doesn't
government.
understand what they're doing, so I would say that there's an issue there.
The mother doesn't understand. Well, I mean, the mother understands that they're having an abortion. Like, how do you prove that the mother doesn't understand what
They
they're doing?
don't understand like so I think I think in most cases the woman is ignorant of the fact that they're killing what should be a rights-bearing human individual, right?
Okay.
Because they're told that it's just a clump of cells. They're told it's no different than scraping skin cells off your arm. In the same way that like, let's say ants are like just as like they have the same ability to recognize rights as humans, and they, for all intents and purposes, should bear rights. Right, and you step on an ant, you shouldn't be punished for stepping on the ant if you were absent the knowledge that the ant was basically the same as you.
I mean, having an abortion is an incredibly difficult decision, so I think it's disingenuous to say that women don't know what they're doing. I think they absolutely know what they're doing. They know that they're like terminating pregnancy.
So if you think that women, know that a fetus should have rights in the same way that I should have rights,
like you have to know that a fetus
Why
should
would they
have
do it?
rights, or like, don't you?
morally equivalent in terms of rights.
Like, do you think like
Fetuses
if I
aren't
told someone and I
citizens,
don't know
they
that
don't
person
have
has to
rights.
rights in like a legal sense, because that's like what that means. Like I don't like. You're making a legal argument. Like I don't know that person has to have rights. Like, am I not culpable?
You don't go to jail. You go to an insane asylum.
If I don't know the person has no, I mean like if I completely don't understand
you
what I'm
plead
doing,
insane.
and then that's different. But I'm
Exactly.
saying if I don't understand like
if you
the human rights
if you
of that
don't
person,
understand that
that's
it's bad to kill people, you're insane.
different. Well, I guess it's
And
sort
you
of,
plead insane.
but
You're unknowing of your actions. We
No, no,
already
no,
have
no.
this set up.
But you're saying that like the woman has to like. I mean, I think it's an incredibly difficult decision, right? Like it's not a decision that a woman makes easily, right? And it takes an incredible emotional toll on them. I think it shows that they do know what they're doing.
I
right?
don't think they fully know what they're doing because you don't even agree fully with what they're doing. Like you don't agree with my position, right?
Okay.
So they don't understand my position that fetuses should be rights bearing in the same way that I'm rights bearing.
So if
and
I
therefore
don't-
they can't
yeah.
know what they're doing.
If I don't understand your position that a certain group of people doesn't have rights, right? And like, do I have the right to kill them? Like, am I not culpable for killing them?
If you don't understand that those people are human beings in the same way that you're human beings,
I mean, they know it's a human
you're not
being. They know it's like genetically a human being. I don't think there's anyone that's confused about that.
if you kill people, if you
Yeah.
don't think it's bad to kill people, if you don't think that it's wrong to kill people, you are an insane person, and no, you don't go to jail. You go to a mental health facility, hopefully for the rest of your life.
Wait, so should we send these women to mental health facilities because they don't know what they're doing is wrong?
Maybe.
Are they insane?
Probably.
It's like all these people having
Maybe a
abortion,
little
they're disconnected from reality in
Maybe
the
a
same
little
way
bit.
that like people that go to insane asylums are.
Sure.
That's the argument we're making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I would say yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. The other thing I wanted to touch on was I was really interested in the gambling example you made, because you're saying that the scenario where someone's hooked up to me.
What?
hooked up
How
to
did
my
I
body,
not touch that?
I can disconnect them. You're saying it doesn't apply to most of
The
cases
ball
of abortion because
so
you're taking a
close
risk,
to
right?
me.
You applied it to gambling because
Bro, I feel like
when you
honestly
gamble,
this is
like
my
there's a risk of
way.
losing money. I think the distinction is that like I would call gambling sort of like a contract agreement. Like I'm putting up this money with another person on
Like
the condition
the
that I will lose it. Like
my
if X
teammate
outcome
is
happens,
very
right?
similar
I think the
to
argument that you're
my.
making is a little bit dangerous because you're saying your rights end once you engage in risky behavior, right? So like I had to
I'm
Google.
not saying your rights end. I'm saying that
Well,
you.
no, but like in this case, you're right. You're right.
If you
Okay,
if you
wait, I
create-
interrupt you, but like, okay, I go.
if you
Oh,
force
he's
another human
even
being to
lower
exist, I
than
think that you should have an
Damn,
obligation to
maybe
that
I'm
human.
higher than I
No,
should
but,
be.
okay, but
And we agree on this, I think, right? Like, you don't think you should be allowed to neglect your child and let it starve to death after
No.
it's born. Right,
No,
so
but-
we both agree in parental obligation. But
No, I
what does
just-
that come from? Why do you have a parental obligation?
I think that's something separate. I'm talking about the right to like disconnect something for your body.
Right, I don't think that you have the right to disconnect something from your body, causing its death, if you have a parental obligation to it. And that's where we differ.
Well, but I don't. But again, like I don't. No one else has the right to use your body, right?
I totally disagree. I think
Okay.
that if you have no way of feeding your baby except letting it attach itself to your breast and suck nutrients out of your body, you are
Well, no,
obligated
but
to do
you give the baby to someone else, right?
that. You can. Okay, so again, I'll pose you the
Yeah.
boat. You're on a boat.
Yeah.
The boat will not come to port for 3 weeks. The first day of the boat ride, you give birth. There's no wet nurses,
Okay,
there's no formula,
his
there's no
ball,
baby
he
food.
saved
You
it,
have unlimited
nice.
food.
Yeah.
The
As
only way to feed your
expected.
baby is to breastfeed it.
But-
You're lactating. Do you have an
The thing
obligation
is,
to feed
if
that baby?
another
You
shot
can't
was
feed the baby.
coming for him,
Exactly. So
I
you
don't know
sacrifice
if he
your
could have
bodily
done it.
nutrients to the
So
baby.
it was a
Like,
big
we're
mistake
We're
for
not on a
him.
boat, right? Like you can give
But
your
the
baby to another
principle
person.
holds regardless, right? You can't pass your obligation on the boat until you can pass the obligation on, which you can't while it's inside of you. You have an obligation to take care of your child.
Okay. So, here's what I think. What you're saying is that because I'm accepting the risk of having a baby, like if I have sex, right? That baby has the right to use my body, right? Like that's where my bodily autonomy ends. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that's dangerous is because that is effectively saying that your rights end once you engage in risky behavior. Like that's like the limit of your rights once you.
It's saying that once your right to not sacrifice nutrients to a child end when you create a child.
Well, no, but like even if you engage in behavior that has a risk, you should still have control of your own body, right? But like what you're saying is like.
It's not about the risk. It's about the creation.
But
of
for
the
you, it
human
is
being.
about the risk. You're
It's
saying you
not.
lose control over your body.
You're engaging in an action that produces another human being. If you produce that human being, you have an obligation to it because you incurred the
You're
risk. of
engaging in
doing
an
it.
action that has the risk. You're engaging in an action that has the risk of producing
Yes.
another being.
And therefore you
That's different.
consented to the risk. Now you forced the baby to
Okay.
exist and you have an obligation to it.
Okay, yes. So because you engage in risky behavior, that's where your bodily autonomy ends.
No.
That's what you're-
Because you've created a new human being, your bodily autonomy doesn't, or your bodily autonomy ends.
Because
And it doesn't end, it's just limited.
No,
now.
but it's by accepting the risk, right?
You have to have the parental obligation because yes, you engaged in a consensual action. You consented
That had a risk.
to an action that created the baby. In this case,
Okay.
it wasn't a risk. It did create the baby
Okay, I don't necessarily understand why that's different than,
because you were consenting to it.
well, you're consenting to an
Okay,
activity that has a
Cinema.
risk, and therefore your rights end there.
You're
That's what you're saying.
consenting to the
Okay, my
activity
ball.
that has a biological outcome of forcing
Yeah.
another human being to exist.
Well, it has a biological risk.
Yes,
That's
and
not
therefore
always
you
what
have
happens.
a
Like, it
parental
could happen.
obligation to
Like,
the
there's like
baby.
ways.
Either
If you
he's,
did,
yeah, I
right, in
couldn't
this analogy,
believe that
obviously
he's
we're talking
saying
about a
that.
situation where the
To be
mother
honest.
did create a baby.
Okay.
Because if you
Well, then-
don't create a baby, if you have sex and no baby is created, right, you don't lose any bodily autonomy because no baby was created. So in this situation, the baby was created, and now you have a parental obligation to the baby because you created it.
Okay,
And
so
by the way, I believe the same for the father. The father also has a parental obligation.
Okay, so I mean, I
Nice.
had to Google you before I came here. One of the things that came up is someone attacked you while you were
Nice,
speaking.
I'm almost
like, you maced
8-8.
them. I would say
Oh,
you're
one
engaging in a
again?
sort
Yeah.
of risky
Maybe
behavior. Like,
8-8
what you're doing has
seems-
risks. Every time you talk and like,
Yeah, I
let's say
think
you're
it might
antagonistic,
even be
you have the
8-8.
risk.
Not antagonist. I have the First
Okay,
Amendment. which is
okay,
protected
sure,
speech.
yeah. But even if someone perceives you to be antagonist, there's a real risk that someone attacks you, right? Like that's happened in the
Yeah,
past.
but they don't have the right to attack me.
Yeah, right. Just so they don't, like, the baby doesn't have the right to use my body. It doesn't end when I engage
It
in
does have the right to
behavior.
use your body. You already agreed to that. After the baby's born, it has a right to breastfeed from the mother. Yes?
No,
The mother
it has
can't
the right
starve
to
the
breast-
baby.
Oh, I-
The baby can't starve the mother. You already conceded to this.
It doesn't have a right. It
Because
can't
you
do
were
anything
arguing
else.
in a
It
legal
has
sense, right?
to.
We're talking about making laws. You were earlier saying that
They
you're
don't
not
have
interested
right,
in
they're
the
not-
morality of
Wait, no, I never
taking
said
the
that.
child.
I never said that.
Fetuses don't have
Okay,
rights. I don't get that.
I think the mother has a moral obligation to feed the baby, right?
Yeah,
So, like, you're
moral
talking about a
obligation.
situation in
It's
a
not
vacuum
a
where there's no
right.
other people, right? That doesn't
Fetuses
exist. Like, when
don't
we're talking
have
about writing
rights if
laws,
they
like,
don't
you said your ultimate
understand them.
concern with not
Just
accepting
like-
rights to embryos was like a
I
legal
don't know,
one, right?
babies
Like,
might
it's
not.
a dangerous
I
legal
don't know.
precedent.
It's kind of weird
Well,
to
I thought you
say
did say that. You're
that
saying-
things
you're
that
saying all people
can't
should have rights. It's like,
understand
why, like,
anything
embryos have
have
rights too.
rights.
Clarify your position then.
My position is that out of a necessity to protect self-interest and the interests of others.
I actually can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Out of a necessity to protect self-interest and the interests of others, every genetically distinct human individual ought to have the right not to be unjustly aggressed upon, and all babies ought to have an obligation from their parents until that obligation can be passed on to another person to create the best situation possible for the baby.
Okay, just earlier you said the reason for that
I
was.
said exactly what I just said earlier. I know the whole thing
I
worked.
disagree that all
Okay, like you
men are
didn't say it was
created
because you were worried
equal.
about like encroaching rights on like other human beings.
Well, yeah, that's the
Yes.
self-interest part. That's the self-interest
Yeah,
part.
exactly. I mean, that's kind of the argument
order
that
to
I'm making.
protect self-interest, the
Is that
interests
like
of
we're
others.
trying to write laws?
I
right?
think
I guess like
the
we're not-
U.S.
I'm not interested
Constitution
in
is
legislating
wrong
what a woman alone
because I
is
don't
going to do
think
with her
all
baby.
men are
Right?
created.
Like,
That's the principle, though.
yeah. Like, I'm interested.
Oh
in
my
principle, too.
gosh, I
Like,
escaped
think
almost
It's dangerous
that.
to say
Oh.
that the right to control what happens to your body, like who can use your body, ends once you engage in a risky behavior that has X outcome.
Nice.
Right?
It's when X outcome has
Damn,
been
I'm
fulfilled.
already done.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're essentially saying the same thing. I don't know why you're like making that distinction.
It's when X outcome has been
Yeah, so
fulfilled.
because I engaged in risky behavior, I lose that right in that respect,
Yes,
right?
because you've created X outcome. It's the outcome that matters, not the
Okay,
result.
yeah, so like earlier this week, you created an outcome where someone attacked you. Does the government
I didn't create a situation where somebody attacked me.
Bro,
Somebody
I
chose to
kind of
attack me. I didn't
disagree
consent
with
to that.
legalizing
You didn't consent to
abortion,
that,
but I'm
right? So,
gonna
but-
be
but
terrible
you
at
are engaging
debating
in
it.
behavior,
Like,
that's a real risk, right? You and I both know
I
that's a real
don't
risk
know.
that like if you're
Right.
doing these events,
Right.
someone could attack you.
I understand that it's a risk when I go out and get attacked.
Yes.
But that doesn't give the person who attacked me the right to attack me. You
It
understand the
doesn't. It
difference?
doesn't. But the government
Exactly.
does the government have an obligation to protect your right to free speech when you're engaging in risky behavior?
darling.
So why doesn't the government have an obligation to protect your right to your own body when you're engaging in risky behavior?
Because the difference is the mother has a parental obligation to the child.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I
the
don't have an obligation to allow other people
but a
to attack me.
fetus doesn't have
The
any
brother has
rights
a
if
parental
it
obligation
doesn't
to child.
understand.
Do you mean like a legal sense or a moral sense?
Both.
In a legal sense, like the mother does not have an obligation to like a fetus.
Absolutely, she does. If you neglect your children, you go to jail.
Well, no, but you can abort
Child
it.
neglect is a crime.
You can abort the fetus in most
Right,
states.
but if you neglect, you just said that there's no obligation for the mother to care for the child.
Yeah.
If you neglect your children, you go to jail in this country. It's child neglect.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
law.
they'll, like, take
So
the
you're
kids.
wrong. Legally, yes, you do have an obligation to care for your children.
Okay, that's
Until you
Damn,
get past
that's
the obligation.
crazy.
That's different than something like using my body. Like again, like so if
It's
we're
not different because it's exactly how you care for your
No, it
child
is,
is using your
because-
body.
like, there are limits to where your kids can use your body. Like the state can't force you to donate a kidney to your child, for example.
They could. They don't currently, but they could.
I mean, I guess legal understand. Like, I mean,
Laws can
your
change.
point is that there's like a legal responsibility of the child to the mother.
Wow.
Or the mother
From
to
the
the child.
mother to the
sorry.
child, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See who
There's
right
limits to
there.
that.
You agree with that,
Darling.
by the way.
Yeah, I agree. Like child
And
neglect
I
should be
agree with you
illegal.
that there are limits.
I don't know if
think-
she's
I don't think the
crazy. I
mother
just
should
think
have to
we're
care for the child in
very
such a way
lucky
that causes
here.
her to die.
I don't know how to
I think
explain
that she
it.
should,
Okay, so
be
you're in favor of
obligated-
like exceptions for
Yeah.
like when the mother's life is in danger.
Well, actually, no, because I don't think there's any situation where the mother's life's actually
Okay,
in
it's
danger.
actually incorrect. But okay.
Name me a situation.
Name your situation.
Yep.
Like a specific case.
Any situation.
I mean, so for example, my mom. I mean, I don't mean to put her on the ringer. She had
We got the
like a molar pregnancy.
what?
A molar pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what that is. What's a molar pregnancy?
It was a genetically unique human being that turned into cells. That basically turned into cancerous. So like by your logic, that it's a genetically unique
Was
human being.
the baby alive when she aborted it?
Was the baby? I mean, yeah, it was reproducing cells. Of course, it's alive.
Okay.
Yeah, it was expanding cells.
So I would say
So
that in these
my mom
situations,
would've
so that baby has to come out either way, right? The baby has to come out. In order to abort the baby, it has to come out. So what I would say in that situation,
What
what
a-
you should do is you should induce labor. The baby's
That's
coming out either way.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's coming out either via C-section or it's coming out the birth canal.
Despite the like risk of like physical harm.
Yes, because you have to expel it either way. It's coming out
I
either way.
think
So
I
why would you
had
kill it before you
C-section,
take
but
it out?
it's
Why
actually
would you not
kind
just
of
say, oh, maybe
rare
it'll
these
live?
Because
days
it's
to have
cancer at
C.
that point. Like it is a
But I don't
genetically unique
remember
human
it.
being
Right.
that is like technically live.
But
because
it's
the cells
coming
are
out either
producing-
way, so what's the point in shoving a syringe through its forehead before you take it out?
Because it's cancer.
It's
Like
No.
it's
I
a
almost
like-
got it.
I think
seems
in
like-
all situations where the baby
Like
is
it doesn't even have brain activity.
let me finish.
Okay, yeah.
In all situations where the baby is complicating
Yeah.
the mother's life, labor should be induced or it should be taken out via C-section because it's coming out one of those two ways either way.
I mean, it's not going to be a baby when it comes out.
It's still, unless it's dead, it's still a human individual.
Well,
so if
it's
there's a
alive in
chance,
the sense-
and if it's alive, there's still a chance that it will survive. And so you should take it out and put it in an incubator
Maybe I
if
need
it's
to
possible.
clarify. So like a molar pregnancy is like it's technically alive.
It's either dead or it's alive.
Yeah, so it's technically life because its cells are reproducing and expanding just like an embryo does, right? But that doesn't mean when it comes out it's going to be a baby. It's going to be literally be a clump of cells. I know that it gets thrown around a lot.
You're a clump of cells. Again, if it is a genetically distinct human individual, you should induce labor rather than shove a syringe.
I'm saying it's literally a
I'm not
tumor.
finished.
Okay.
Rather than sending a syringe through its forehead, you should induce labor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either
We're
way,
just
if
lucky
it's gonna
here.
die, it's gonna die.
There's
If it's
no
gonna live,
sign
there's a
that
chance
we're
it's gonna
good in
live.
this.
You risk the chance that it lives.
Damn,
You
I'm
always risk the chance
I'm
that it
91.
saying it's a tumor though. Like
I
that's
think
like,
at least, but there's
Is it dead or is it
decimal.
alive?
it's alive.
So that
because
means
it's
maybe
Why do you have to
I'll
kill it before you
be
take it out?
because it's a tumor.
It's coming out.
I'll be
either way.
900 if I win this match.
Yes.
No,
You're gonna. So you said it's unnecessary to abort
They're,
the tumor, but you don't think it's unnecessary to compel the
No,
to
you
compel, like, my
expel
mom?
it from the body by
No,
inducing
you
labor or a
expel it
C-section.
out
That
the
makes more
body.
sense than just giving the tumor.
Oh, it's
coming out
not that
either way.
hard.
Why would you
According
kill
to
the human when
rating,
there's
but
a chance it
according
could
to
live? If it's still alive, there's still a chance
There's
it
no
could
chance it can
the
live.
fact that they're a
I've
team,
made the position very
maybe
clear.
it is a
well,
bit more
I just
difficult
want to touch on
because they
go back to the
hear
idea.
each other, I guess,
I
and they're
somehow
paired
we
up.
jumped away from this, and I don't remember how we did. But the government has an obligation to you have the rights like privacy, you have the rights to like free speech. That doesn't end when you engage in activity that like endangers that behavior, that those rights, right?
Wait, it does. If you murder somebody, you no longer have the right to privacy. The government's going to investigate you.
Okay, no, I'm saying like
It's a very
you're, like not
fast.
committing a crime, I guess, right? Like
My point is I want to make abortion a crime.
okay.
Yeah, that
So
one
if you're
very
engaging in a crime, you
beast
no longer have the right to
mode.
privacy. The government's going to investigate you.
Okay, no,
I feel like
just
that's
going
a
back to the example
famous
of, like,
guy,
I
but
guess,
he's like
like let's say I
2'7".
walk over to Englewood, like there's like maybe a risk I get shot,
He's
right?
2'7".
There's a like I'm
Or
engaging the behavior
that's
that I know there's
definitely
risk.
not the
Like my right to
person
bodily
I.
autonomy does not end there.
Right.
Like the government has an obligation to protect that
the people
right.
who shoot you don't have the right to shoot you.
Yes.
Whereas the baby, when you sacrifice your bodily autonomy for the baby
Oh, damn.
does have a right to be cared for.
Okay, it's his ball.
it doesn't have a
I'll
right to use
get
my
the
body.
next
It does,
one.
and you agree with that, right? Because you said the mother should
Okay.
be compelled by law to breastfeed her baby if no other option is available.
Yeah, but I said that
So
there's
you
limit.
agree with that?
Well, I said that there's limits to that. For example, I can't be forced to donate a kidney. Like that's the limits to that.
Right, but it doesn't matter because you still agree that the baby is entitled to the mother's resources.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like the mother should not like neglect the baby or like the
So,
baby. Like
so when the
mother's
baby's in the
neglecting
womb,
baby should be
when the
taken
baby's
away.
in the womb, is the mother giving it a kidney?
When the baby's no, but it's using the mom's organs, and
Right.
the mom has the right to like use her own like insides.
Right.
Yeah.
Not true, because you agree that the mother doesn't have a right to fully control her own insides after the baby's been born and she's forced to feed it. Again, how is the milk
No.
produced? The milk is produced via her
So
organs.
no, but like, I think we're kind of missing the point here. Is because like for example, if I don't want
Shit, let me go on.
if I don't want the baby to like use my bodily resources, I can give the baby to someone else.
Sometimes, not always.
I mean, I guess like in America you can. There's like 2 million families waiting to be.
What if
like,
you're in a
for adoption.
situation where you can't? Again, you should be legally compelled to care for the child
you're in a
until you
situation
can
where
pass
you
the
can't-
obligation off.
Okay, but again, like the point is that like I can
The point
relinquish
is
my
you
right.
can't keep you can't keep the principle steady. You think that the mother should be compelled to feed the baby if no option is available. But what you're saying is that
No, but
basically you don't have a difference between the baby before it's born and after it's born.
No.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that like I still have the right.
Bro, why is
bodily
he
autonomy.
What's the
going
difference?
with
What's the
me?
difference before in the fetus, before and after, that says the mother should be compelled to feed the baby here but not here? What's the difference between the baby?
Because like aborting the fetus is the only way to stop it from using my body. To stop
Okay.
it from
No,
like,
what's the difference in the baby? Because you believe that the mother should be compelled to let the fetus use her or the baby to use her body in one situation, not the other. What's the difference in the fetus that says this
Well, no, but
fetus
He's
the mom
doing
can
good,
relinquish
apparently.
those rights to someone else. The mom can give it like so
Because
you're
this
not
debate
forced.
is
not in
taking
all
a long
situations, because again,
time.
on the
Maybe not all
boat,
situations.
So I'm
on the
assuming
boat,
that
you
he's
said that the
just
mother.
real
doing
situation.
I'm
good.
not finished. Just
Okay.
let me respond. You
Yeah.
gotta stop jumping in. Like
Yeah.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's yeah.
On the boat, there's no option available. You
Yeah.
agreed. On the
I
boat,
got
the mother should
lucky.
be legally
I thought
compelled
he
to feed
was
the baby.
gonna
That's not true.
definitely
You said that she
say
should
that.
be compelled to feed the baby.
I don't know. I
You're
kind of
you don't
like
think- you don't
dodged
think that
two
mothers should
people.
have an obligation to care for
I
their
dodged the first
No,
one by
so I
going
think,
early
like,
and the
child neglect should
second
be
one
illegal.
by going
Okay,
a bit
great. So
But
we
the
agree.
difference
more
is that
What's
the
the
polite.
difference
is that you
between
have another
neglecting your
choice.
child before it's born and after it's born?
Well, because the difference is that you have a choice. Like if I don't want the child to use my body, I can give it to someone else.
Okay, what if you can't?
Damn,
can't
what a
though, like,
terrible
you can't.
shot.
It's an analogy.
At least they went
What
in.
if you can't? I mean, like we make laws based on reality.
You can't. Are you still obligated? The baby's been born. Are you still
Like, why would
obligated?
you not be able to?
I'm not. You, dude. You gotta have
Okay.
a fluid
I
conversation
gotta
here.
take another break. I'm
If you
doing
can't,
this all day.
hypothetically, there's just
Okay.
some reason why you can't. Okay.
Yeah.
You cannot pass the obligation on to anybody else. Hypothetically, you just can't. Let's say you're inside your house during a snowstorm, and you
Okay.
can't leave the house to pass on the obligation. Should you be obligated to feed the baby?
You
Legally.
can't, like legally, yeah.
Is it child neglect if you don't? And should you receive consequences for
I guess, but
letting the
it's
baby
just like
start.
we don't write laws in extreme hypotheticals. Where
Wait,
no one
yes,
knows-
you do. That's the entire point of laws, is to try to cover broadly everything.
No, but we don't have a law for if like are you saying like you would write a law like if someone's like unable to give the baby like
Wait, we try to cover
yeah.
all situations with
All
our law.
situations.
Like, that's why we have self-defense, right? I'm
Guys,
asking
did you know,
do
I
think
didn't
that if a
even know
mother is in a
about the
snowstorm for 2
Talmud
weeks,
at
trapped inside
all.
of her house, she
I
can't
only
pass on
knew
her
about the
obligation to anybody else.
Torah.
There's no formula. There's no wet nurses. There's no nothing. The only
But I
way
know
the baby
Torah
via
is
her
way
breast.
more
Should
important
she be
to
legally
Jews than
obligated
the
to feed the baby,
Talmud,
or
but
is she allowed to
it's still
starve?
No,
important
I
to the
don't think
Jews.
mom should be legally allowed to.
The Talmud.
Okay, great. So what's the difference
So I feel
before
like I
it's
should
born
have
and
known.
after it's born that
But a lot of
justifies
people
allowing
are using
to
it in
die
a
in one
bad
situation and
sense,
not
but
the
they
other?
don't realize it's a
so I
book
think
of
parental
debate.
responsibility to like not neglect the child is different than like violating the right to literally like your own
Right,
physical body.
exactly. I would agree with you. The
Yeah,
killing
yeah,
it is worse than letting it die.
Yeah.
So why can
So
you do
they
that
can't,
before
like,
it's born and not after?
So I mean, I guess to expand on that, like you can't compel me. Like,
I just want one answer out
Yeah.
of you. What's the difference before it's born and after it's born that says the mother has to take
Wow.
care of it after it's born, but says she can kill it before it's
Sorry.
born? What's the difference?
It's like using my organs.
Right, it's using your organs
Bro,
after it's
that
born.
would
You
have
just
been a
agreed the mother should
perfectly
be
good
legally
thing, but it
compelled to
went
attach the baby to
perfectly
her
in the
organ, her
goal, and
breast,
instead
and
because
feed it via
Well,
milk.
he kind of
Baby
just
like
like
formula
hid it
with
yeah.
milk
away
yeah.
from
that is
him.
produced via her other organs. So what is the difference before it's born and after it's born? That's all I want out of you.
Well, I would say that the difference is that I mean again first like you.
This is
Like, you can't
annoying.
compel a mom to breastfeed.
I don't know
It's
how I
the mom to
can
feed her
get that
child,
though.
right?
I want to
So like the mom has like other
Which
means of.
includes breastfeeding.
I mean, it could, but like not necessarily.
You
like,
just agreed that in a situation where breastfeeding is the only way, she should be legally compelled to breastfeed it. So the only thing I want out of you is
Yeah.
why is she
Bro, I
obligated
don't
to
want
give
to
it
get
her resources
into
after
like
it's born
these
and not before?
disgusting
What's the difference in the baby
conversations.
that justifies
That's why I'm
giving
not
it the
gonna
obligation
do
of the mother to feed it in
abortion.
one situation and
If
not
I
the other?
do,
What's
if
the
I
difference?
become a creator
the difference is that
that
like,
debates
one, I mean,
things,
the
I'm
difference
not
is
gonna
that, like,
debate
one is, like,
abortion.
attached to my body.
Okay, I don't want that out of you.
Okay.
It attaches itself to your body when it
Yeah.
sucks milk out of it. Okay. It has
Okay.
to physically attach itself to your breast and suck milk out of your body. That doesn't even happen before it's born, right?
Yeah.
When the fetus is in the mom's body. The
Yes,
mother's
let's
body
go.
is
We
delivering
have a
nutrients to
chance.
it, not the other way around. The fetus isn't sucking the nutrients out of
A
the mom. The mom is
50-50
giving
chance to be
in this
exact.
situation, right, where the baby's been born, it actually physically attaches to the mother and sucks the nutrients itself. So
We're
I'm asking you,
supposed to
what is the
win,
difference before
but
it's born and
also
after
we
it's
might
born
not
that
be,
justifies
because they're a
allowing the baby
team.
to attach
Teams
itself to the
always
mother
are better
after it's
than
been born
normal.
and suck nutrients out of her and compels her legally to have to do that, but not before it's born? What's the difference?
That's nice.
I would say,
Oh, I think
guess I
that
would
might
make
have
a-
even
the
gone
sentience
in
argument,
and
like
they
a
stopped
viability
it really
argument.
late.
Yeah.
Sentience.
yeah.
Do you think that cows should have the same rights as human beings?
So I think human beings should have rights upon being like.
Exceeding cows.
No. So I think what gives individuals rights is like being human and being sentient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's going to be a weak argument because I
Okay.
think sentience doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't think that cows should have the same rights as humans, but
No,
they're
but it's
sentient.
both of them. It's both of them.
Right, but why is sentience even relevant then? We just say being human.
Well,
I didn't know
reason
he
if
was
sentience
this
is
good
relevant
at
to rights, because you
debating.
wouldn't give cows the same rights as humans, even though they're sentient, fully, right? Sentience doesn't seem to matter all that
no,
much.
it doesn't. It doesn't feel.
Yeah, that was a great pass.
Like I
I'm
said,
really
it
happy
seems
he
like the only
did that.
relevant factor is being human.
No, it's human and sentience.
Without it, we might have
No,
not
it's like
won.
you counterexample
If you
that,
don't
like-
give,
yeah.
if you don't give sentience value or rights in any other situation, it
And
seems
you
like
know what?
sentience is pretty
I'm
irrelevant.
gonna leave.
No, well, because I mean, for example, like
I'm
a
kinda.
human
I
being,
wanna preserve
like, embryo,
this
for
for
example,
a
I don't
bit.
think like should have rights.
Bye,
Like,
guys.
so I see like humans as more valuable than